Welcome to part 4, 5. I think I mislabeled the stream. I think part 5. I did not adjust the camera yet. Let's do that. So, yeah, welcome. It's basically where we left off is where we start today. The only thing I did between the streams is I rebuilt these two XY joints. So I reprinted the center black parts. That I accidentally printed with like way too many supports. So that should be fixed. Wait, this cable is not quite right. Yeah, supposed to be. 1 second. That starts well. Let's try this again with properly routed camera cable. So yeah, so I rebuilt these stacks. I reprinted the parts because we had parts with accidentally having like tons of infill in here. Not infill, like supports, which is not something we wanted. Hi there, Mr. DSI, welcome. So let me quickly select this here. So yeah, these are rebuilt. So technically all we need to do, and my goal for today is literally just run the belts. Like if you can run the belts in this, I'm super happy. Oh, see, also this camera is not adjusted. Man, I'm in a rush today. Here we go. So yeah, my goal is just like to have the belts in that thing. And that means we need to rebuild these AB motor mounts here. I also reprinted the parts because we discovered they were not like super accurate. So I think these should be better. I printed them on the V0, which should be fine. So that's for now. And then the thing we need to do is, you can see it here, like these belts have absolutely crazy crazy runs. So basically the belt has to go around here, then around the motor, which is here, and then out here. So it's like a super crazy loop. And I think it's easiest if we just like put the belt in as we assemble these parts. So basically my idea is to just put the belt in. Like basically we half the belt in 2 equal lengths. So the belt I have now, we just halved it. And then as we put together each of these 2 parts, we just like put the belt already in. I think that's by far the easiest to run these belts. And then like, by God, like we will never remove the belts from this thing again. Because I think it's impossible. It's literally impossible to run the belts while it's in there. Let me quickly make the kitten happy. Yeah, have fun. Okay, so then I would say let's just start by removing the mounts we have at the moment from the machine. Let me see. Something is not quite aligned. I feel like I'm not sitting in the spot I'm usually sitting. Yeah, and these were also like a million screws. So these were the ones on the back, and I remember which one. No, this is only from the back, I think. I know. Also 2 from the bottom here. No, the screw is still. Here we go. Okay. Then let's unbuild this and just put it back step by step again with the new parts. So this part we will keep. Hi there, Satsuma, welcome. Oh, you still see the screen. Like somehow this camera is like not properly just like you see here on the side. Hi there, Steve, welcome. Let me see if I can. Not sure what this is the case. Maybe we can do it like this. Maybe this is better. So oh yeah, and Steve, I already showed in Discord, but the Reamers arrived that you sponsored. The only thing I don't have yet, I don't have, how do I call it in English? Like one of the thingies to actually twist them. So at the moment I have to use pliers. Thank you very much. I also have to like find a nice spot in my tool. I don't know how to call that. In my tool thingy there. So hopefully assembling the new parts will not be as painful as taking the old ones apart. Also, like Steve and Patsimir, because you just joined. So my plan now is basically to disassemble this part that we put on together last time. And put together the new parts, which are reprinted. I think they should have a bit better fit. I printed them on the V0. And then my plan is to just put the belt in as we assemble it. So basically, like we will have like a belt hanging out at the end. That was my goal. Let's take this off. So what holds this now together? I mean, there's still the screws from the motor. The motor is here. Oh, the motor actually holds these parts also together because of these two screws here. Actually, maybe up a bit closer in action here. Okay, let me quickly grab this. So, okay. Let's see. So this part is what we replace. And I hope that if I put this one now in here, yeah, much better. So the reprint definitely paid off. So these parts are over extruded, I think, a little bit. Like you see, it's like really tough to slide. Actually, a bit more to the front. It's really tough to slide. And in the new part, it just slides. So that was a good call to reprint those. Let's put this over here. Then I think what we can do already is we can actually mount this motor here. So maybe that's a good order of operations. So this now slides properly. This is nice. And now technically, we can already work on the belts, more or less. So we do have one stack, which I think is, no, this one is the one for the other belt. Wait, let me find the corresponding part quickly. This is this part here. No, I said this part here and didn't this part. So this goes on top. And that means we have one stack here. So, and we will also use the Steve sponsored reamer quickly. And this is like really like hand reaming in the most literal sense of the word. Because I have to do it by hand without any holder. I actually ordered them, Steve, but I have to pick them up at the local company. And I did not manage this week. But this actually also works already. Main camera image is not as good. No, should be fine. Oh, wait. Ah, yeah, I see it. No, it should be better, Steve. The shutter speed was incorrect. The shutter speed was 1/3000 and should be 1/120. Now it should be better. Now you have the proper motion blur and stuff like that. Is it better now, Steve? Steve is happy. I changed the setting before the stream, but now somehow, I think when the camera cable, accidentally pulled the power cable of the camera, I think it was reset for some reason. I use this vacuum cleaner since like 5 years or something. And I cleaned the filter now properly, and suddenly the suction power is like 5 times as much as it was before. So it turns out sometimes you should clean the filter. Okay, so then these parts are reamed, so the screws are now sliding like Steve likes them to slide. Steve, this is like I already did it for the XY joints I replaced here. It's a quality of life upgrade that I should have done a lot earlier. Thank you very much. So let's maybe flip this over. Let's get the belts actually. So I have 3 meters of pristine Gates GT2 belt here. So let's just half that. So I just put the teeth edge in, like I just tease it up, and then you can just pull it through your fingers. And if you don't lose the teeth, then at some point you will find the center. Just use a knife in this case. Perfect. Half. Okay, so the belt needs to go around the motor like this, so it needs to go around the stack like this. I'm also a bit curious how we're gonna adjust the... I'm just trying to organize everything now here. Because you also have to adjust the height of the pulley. At the moment it's too low. So we have to adjust that as well. But it's like really difficult because there's no... Oh, there's a small access slot here for the grab screw of the pulley. Nice. So we can access this from the side. I think this one is a bit... let me actually quickly remove that. This one might be a bit glued on with a thread locker. So I hope this is adjustable without too much. Yeah, it is. So let's make sure one is on the flat side of the shaft. And then what I would do now, let's just drop in a tiny bit of thread locker here. And I'm actually not quite sure how long. Does somebody now like know the blue Loctite? How long is the set time on that? I think it's like quite a while until like it sets. Ah, come on. Is it empty? No. No, I think it's empty. Okay, let's be cautious with the little tiny rest we have, but should be fine for like 2 more grab screws. Okay, then I put this on the flat side, and then I just tighten the grab screw enough that it doesn't rotate anymore on the shaft. So basically, the goal is just like at the moment, it's already tight enough. So basically, like when you rotate the pulley, you want the shaft to rotate as well. Just that you know that like one of the grab screws is on the flat side. Ah, nice. Now there's also, with the new printed parts, there's a small gap between the black and the green, so we can tighten the motor and it still slides properly. Perfect. So the reprint, definitely a good call. Okay. Cool. Then let's stack this up. So we need this internal stack here. So let's just get this going. So this is washer. Hi there, Ravenkeeper. Welcome. So this is one. And now we can put the belt in and close this up already. So let's just get the belt running where it needs to run. And then I just use like a square nut here on top quickly to just lock this in place that this doesn't fall apart. Okay, let's just do one. So this part has the square nuts here. And here we need to have the, would have been smart to do this stack first. Let's do the stack first before we put the part on top. I'm still trying to find the best order. So we do both, let's do both stacks here. Oh, well, that did not work out. Okay, so we do both stacks. So washer, washer, bearing, bearing, washer, washer. And then let's use, just so that I don't drop this, I just put like one square nut here on top. Maybe that's the best to do this. And then we do washer, 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 bearing, bearing, washer, washer. And then this is the quadruple washer. So I use always like two of the, I say washer, but they are shims. I have 0.5 millimeter shims, but the cat has 1 millimeter shims. So I always use two, basically, instead of one. And I'm missing one. I'm missing one. Ah, it fell into the, here it is. Okay. Yep. Okay. Then, now like, that's interesting. But I think we will manage to hold everything where it needs to be. And put this on top. Just loosely putting two of the square nuts on. Don't drop the stack, but we are still pinching on the belt somewhere, so no, it's actually it's okay. But the parts are now it snaps together. Yeah, yeah, runs good. Runs good. Yeah, perfect. Okay. Then let's add this part here on top. And then we need two more screws for the motor here. Hi there, Rush. Welcome. Now the motor doesn't slide anymore. No, it does. Oh yeah, these two we cannot fully tighten because they clamp on the black part. So these two we can tighten down. Yeah. So it's effortlessly to kind of like tighten this now. This is good. Okay. And we have the belt in. So this is also solved. I think the belt is not 100% yet where it needs to be. On this side it's good, but here it exits a little too low from the... So I think... I didn't tighten yet the pulleys, so I should be able to like move this up. A bit too low. Yeah, the belt here is between the bearing and the wall. I'm not quite sure why you need this wall here. If you would open this part here on the side, like just like this section here, if you would just remove that. Here. So looking at this part, I'm not sure why you need this wall section here. If you would remove this, that the stack would be open, it would be very easy, quote unquote, to feed in the belt in a loop. And this issue that I have now here would not be happening. Because now the belt is pinched in between the wall and the white part of the bearing. Not sure how to call it. Let's see, how can we solve that? Because I don't want to take it apart. I don't want to take it apart. I think we have to take it apart. Be careful with this one. These belts are quite tricky to run. Okay. Now I should be able to lift this a little bit up. I have to open it. Yeah, it was like, so basically the belt was on the bottom here, but not in the groove of the stack basically. So when putting this together, we need to be paying attention that the belt is in the groove because there's not enough things to pay attention when putting this together. Yeah, now it's good. Woo. Yep. Okay. Got it. Yeah, now it runs smoothly. So it's just like bit pinched. Yeah, now it runs really, really good. Let me just now the next part is how do we adjust the pulley? It's a bit hard to see now. Like I don't have a good angle to like look into here straight on to see if the pulley is in the center or not. So now it's a tad too high. I think now it's quite good. I think like the goal is just to center the grub screw is just center now here. I think if you have it center here, you're pretty damn good. But it's really difficult to see. I think it's neither touching bottom nor top. So in the pulley, basically, you have the two like the top and bottom part basically. In the center is the barrel, and you don't want the bell to touch the bottom nor the top perimeter. So you kind of want to have it run in the center. But it's really difficult to see now. But I think this is good. The motor is facing the wrong way though. So this is something we need to quickly fix. The motor plug needs to face the side of the um, tension knob. So let's just quickly get rid of these two screws. Turn the entire thing 180 degrees and put them back. Okay. Then the two long screws. I wonder whether we should add a little bit of Loctite on these two screws because we can't tighten them fully down. I think this is also something later on. I think we need to so I think what we need to do is we tension the motor and then we tighten these screws down to lock the system a little bit in position. I think this is the intention because these screws later are not accessible because the extrusion is over here. So these are designed in a way that you can tighten them because these are fully tight now and the motor still slides. And these tighten against the black part, against the, like they squeeze the motor or like the slider in basically. So I think these are a little bit meant as a locking mechanism. Okay, then let's put this one back on and rebuild the second one. Oh, I was like, why does it not go in? But there's still the nut. That also means we need to do this one first. So let's flip it over. Also, my camera is not well lined now. Up. So let's do it like this. Oh, I tightened this a bit too much. Okay, this tightens, so it's in the nut. Okay. Then we have this little like washer. Goes here. Let's first do this one. And then the others are all in position. This one doesn't want to go in. See? Looks quite okay for me. Okay, let me try a different screw. Okay, here it goes in without a hitch. No, this doesn't go in. Weird. Okay. Let me quickly see. Oh yeah, weird. Okay, let me swap out this nut. This seemingly is weird. Let's just use this new one. Okay, no clue what the problem is with the other one, but this works. Oh, this one doesn't tighten. It's just not where it's needed. Supposed to be. Okay, here we go. Step by step to success. Let's get rid of this one because this one seemingly is not working well. Okay, that's number uno. Let's tackle the second one. Let's take this apart. So, oh, did I ever tighten the second grub screw on this pulley here? No, I did not. Okay, good that I remembered that. The old parts are also printed on the V0. I have 4 bottom parameters here. The V2 only has 1, so these parts are also printed on V0. So I wonder why they are so bad accuracy-wise. Maybe I used the wrong filament preset to print these, because they're really horrible from a fit perspective. I really wonder what went wrong there. Okay. So let's put this together. So these are the short screws. Now we can already tighten. Yeah, and this is still sliding okay. Then let's stack this up. I quickly check. Do I need to? No, I don't need to use the reamer on these parts. On this one, I have to. Okay, stack, stack. I think it's quite good to just hold it like around the motor and then just have the finger under the screws. I think this is quite a good grip for this application here. Shim, shim, bearing, bearing, shim, shim. The hard part of this build is definitely printing the parts. Yeah, for me, like, I don't know, like, this build for me is just cursed with printing. I don't know. Like, since the first part, which was like these like big cover parts for the backpack, it's just shit. I don't know. No way to adjust the side pulley. What do you mean by adjust the side pulley? You mean this pulley? Oh, this side's pulley. There is. No, there's not. You're correct. Whee! I mean, who wants to adjust pulleys anyways? That's bad. So you kind of have to nail that. So you kind of have to nail that. Oh, seriously? It's really empty? I mean, like, it is empty. I'm squeezing in some. Oh, no, no, there came quite a bit. Okay, cool. That's all I need from it. I'll put it on my shopping list. I have something to. Okay, I need to quickly grab kitchen towel. 1 second. Okay, one on the flat side. Yeah, now of course it's based in on the inside in thread locker. Let's do this like 2 more times just to get it. Okay. So then we need to nail this. It's what we said. Definitely we need to flip the pulley over. That's one thing I can tell you already. But now we have like an adjustment opportunity a little bit. So if we quickly, if we tighten these square nuts here for a second, so that the stacks are in the final place. Now we can put the motor on and we can use the second belt. But I'm curious. I mean, like this, you can kind of push it in. I think the curve here is the difficult part to, like when it's fully assembled, to get the curve here is most likely really difficult. I'm just letting it like settle on its own a bit. But yeah, this is now quite easy to see. Because now you can like look in from the side and see that there's a thread locker everywhere. Yeah, that's good. Then we can now okay, let me do my trick again here with grabbing it like this. Don't lose the steps. Ha, easy. And oh, this goes here. Oh, I think I tensioned this a little bit too much already. Here we go. Oh, yeah, makes no sense to tighten this one. This one goes here. Oh, this is now a bit tight. I think because I tightened this one already down, like it's squeezing a little bit like this. Because now it's not. Yeah. Okay. Oh, seriously? Now the same thing happened again. Ah, now it's okay. Now it's free. So it's very easy to pinch this belt between the bearing. Yeah, it's very easy. So you have to really pull it in straight, which later will be the case. But yeah. Cool. Okay. All right. We have two more screws here. This was the correct orientation. Like this. This goes through here. First, I have to do the screw on the bottom here, so the stack is secured. And second screw here on the back. Okay. Now we can flip it over and do. This one doesn't want to. 1, 2. 3, 4. And I think this means we now have belts. Somewhat. check these watertight. Yes. Yes. Belts we have. Cool. Woo. So we basically now have one belt in this block and one belt in this block. And basically we should now be able to completely run the belts. Oh, I missed all the messages. Looks like no wonder designer gave up on it. Well, yeah, I think you have to redesign the block a little bit to make it easier to assemble. I think I will pass on this printer. Wait for Chris to fix it. Yeah, exactly. We'll try to improve it a bit. Full redesign of AB drive. I think the AB drives are not too bad. I think what's tricky is like you need to find a way to easily push the belts in. Because once it's in, like they run good. Maya said you have to really pull it in straight. Okay, let's quickly check. So this is the tool head mount, so to speak. Let's quickly check in CAD how this is supposed to line up. So if I go to hot end assembly, oh yeah, that's by the way also something we need to redesign this front section of the hot end to match our requirements. But this basically means that oh. I wonder why there is this cavity here. There's this like massive cavity. I'm looking at it, it's like, but there's nothing in there. Okay, so basically, yeah, we need to redesign this hot end assembly. And we need these belt clamps now. So I'm just checking, like, if we now put this together with the belts, how is this part mounted to the back part? And I think it's like 2 screws. Yeah, 2 screws from the back. It's this one here and this one here. So we can clamp the belts and then later do the whole tool head assembly. Because everything is mounted to the front part, basically, with the exception of the cooling fan, which is mounted to the back part here. So are these like enders? Why not get the bamboo? Well, this is very much different than an ender and very much different than a bamboo. This is just something I built. Something somebody designed, I built. It's just about the fun of building it. If you just want to print, get the ready-made printer. It's a bamboo hot end in the cat. It's the X1 hot end, I think. They use the X1C hot end seemingly here. But this is something I need to redesign. So basically this part that I highlight now, I need to redesign for a V6 style hot end. And I think the bamboo hot ends are quite good, like cheap options, I guess. But I'm not really in the mood of buying a bamboo hot end. I will throw in one of the hot ends that I have, because this will be like a PLA printer for now. So I will throw in one of the hot ends I have from the 2.4. Okay. Let me just look for these belt clamps. Should not be in here. They should be. Oh yeah, this is the fan duct. See, where are those hiding? I think this is one. This is one. Are they different? So I think I have, yeah, this part I have in my hand. Oh yeah, the other side is different. Should be this one. Yeah, okay, I have them here. Okay. Put this back here. So let's take a look-see. I redesigned the redesign to got a 3-mount. This is more stable. Yeah, maybe I can also do the 3-mount. I mean, either one works. So looking at this, this goes in like this. Like this here. So there's one screw that goes straight through to the other side. Wait, this one. One screw that goes straight through to the other side, and one screw. I'm just looking for where the nut positions are. Oh, there's two M3 nuts on the behind the fan here. These. So there's M3 nut and there's M3 nut. And then the front screw, you are M340. So this goes through the entire side. And then the rear ones are M312. So they're quite short. Okay. Let's find our hardware for this. I have plenty M3 square nuts here. There's M340, but nothing is in here. Oh, is this a M340? Yeah, this is an M340. Okay, M340 I have. M310. I don't see M312 here. Okay, let's try the M310s. Maybe they work, maybe they don't. So this goes through the entire block here. Okay. And see what the M310s do. I'm trying to understand the motive for this. Guess the motive is building a Warren build from scratch, not if possible. Well, the motive is just having fun. Like, what is your question? Is your question like, why would you... M3 by 10 is too short, so we need to quickly make our own M3 by 12s, I think. Um, I mean, the motive is just to have fun. Like, this is fun building. It's a machine I make, nobody else has in this case, or like in this specific setup. Same way we built this machine and any other machine here on the stream. It's just like it's fun. Yes, you can use a bamboo, but then you have a bamboo. Um, Let me think. So either we shorten, but there's also nothing in there. We can also just use a longer screw, right? It's not like the space is used by anything. This one's too long. Let me see, what kind of like socket head screw do I have? I have the 30s. No, I have the 30s. There goes the knot. Um, let's just take two 30s and shorten them a little bit. No, these are 30s? No, these are shorter ones. Yeah, let's take two 30s because I have plenty of the 30s. And then we just cut them. Okay, like building Lego, but did you have other reasons other than building for fun? Like you wanted better prints that you were getting with a pusher or something else? Or you're building for a specific use case? Like I see some people just print for speed and that's what they're all about. Well, so I think there's a bit of history. So this is a Voron 2.4. When this machine originally was designed, like there wasn't really anything on the market that matched that specs. By now there is, because like basically Bamboo and others just copied the system, so to say. Um, but it's also just like about like making the perfect machine for you. So you can just make the machine you want. I'm trying to make it not too short. You can just make the machine you want with all the upgrades and specific capabilities you need. You can, of course, I mean, the equivalent to this machine would be like maybe a Bamboo H2. What is the new one? Not H2D, is the one with the laser. The one without laser, because it's quite a big machine. You can technically also look at something like a Prusa XL or something. So I mean, like those machines exist on the market, of course, but it's just the fun of building it and like having your own. And like these are very capable machines. This one, we need to figure out if it's capable. I'm just building it for fun. It's the same way some people like tune their cars or whatnot. It's just fun. You build something that's your own. Yeah, nailed the 12, I think. Yep, that looks good. Okay. So the only concern I now have here a bit is if we put the nuts in here, it will be quite difficult to put the... Yeah, I think we can just put the bells through if we put the nuts in. Ah, okay. Maybe it will be a bit tricky. Okay, this is okay. Yes, with Satsuma I need to figure it out on my own, and that's the fun. Okay. Okay, I really hope that I can push the bells through here. Yeah, that is pushable. Perfect. So these are like loose enough that we can push the bells through. Okay. Then my question would be, do we want to mount... Yeah, we can mount this later. The fan and everything we can mount later. That is fine. Okay, let's make some space. And let's put this back on. We already had it on last stream. I do pay attention that I position the bearings that the balls are next. So we made these little marks here on the bearing, which you can see it. But basically, I don't want the mark to be on the top, but like it should be like left, right. Okay. Then let's belt the belts. So this one goes through. Then we have a stack here, I think. We do have a stack in here. Let me see if I can... Yes, push this around. It comes back out. Then around the front idler here. And then let me just push this through here. Like I just put the belt flush here. Then let's do the other side. So we go straight through here. Through the stack here. And then we also push it in here. And also make sure to put it flush, then we can later count teeth on the belts and know that it's correct. Okay, the front screw I can't tighten yet, but the rear screw here with the belts I can tighten. So the belts are now pretty much locked in already. Okay, then let's continue the belt we just started. So that goes through the XY stack here. Then through the front idler. Around here. And then we have our first belt run. And for the second one, we pass it through here. Around the idler. And now the important part is that these belts are the same length. So basically we halved the belt perfectly in the center before, so we know the two sections are the same length. So now basically we can pull. I will tighten this here a little bit that we can have like more distinct click when we like pull one tooth. So now I can just make sure they're the same length. I think they are. Like if they're plus minus a tooth, that's not the end of the world. But I think they're pretty much exactly the same length now. So let me lock this in here. But something blocks because like you see, I can only move it in 45 degrees. So that the top belt is not running. Yeah, it was stuck again. They're actually quite loose, so maybe it's good if I pull like another tooth or so. Yeah, they're the same length. Yeah, the top belt is still a bit rough. Like if I do the motion in this direction, only the bottom belt moves. This is super good. Something is a little bit off here. So somewhere this belt is not running correct. They're still very loose, actually. Oh, yeah. Well, I just pulled them out. Cool. Okay. Well, that explains it. Let me tighten the front screw here too to really lock them in. Are they not the same length? They are. Yeah, I think they're not in all the bearings are correctly aligned with the belt. Let me see where this is. I mean, now it feels quite good. But there's not yet a lot of tension on the belts. So let's see. And we have quite a lot of like tension space here. Right, I'm tensioning now the bottom one. So I'm just like turning the wheel here. Which pulls the motor back and tensions the belt. Yeah, pretty good. That's really good. I'm not gonna give them like final tension yet or something. Roughly somewhere in the neighborhood where they need to be. I myself like building printers, but it's now got to the stage where consumer printer costs less to buy than parts to build my own. Yeah, that's also like the consumer printers got so good in a certain sense by now that it's not like not worth it building it per se, but it's a tougher sell. I think like in the past, I'm not gonna cut the belts super short yet. I want to have a little bit of wiggle room. So let me just cut this here. Just in case something needs to change, that I have a little bit of belt left to do that. But this runs really nice. The only thing that concerns me, that's the same that we had with the poor man. Like there's still like quite a lot of wiggle around this axis here. And this is caused by the LM8UU bearings here. They're just very short. So there's very little like, also here, like there's quite a lot of play. So I'm curious if we will have issues on the print. If yes, we have two options. Like we either replace these LMU8 with LMU8LUU, so the longer version, or, and I think I guarantee you this is the way I will go. We will replace these two with linear rails. These I'm more open to keep as rods, but these I'm quite into just replacing with linear rails. Is a belt with is that a belt with no service hole? I checked the in and there's not a lot of play in yours. What do you mean with is that the belt with no service hole? So for me, this is exactly also what I had on the Poor Man Corks Y. This play. But does Enders 3NG, does it use LMU8LUU or LMU8UU, like the shorter or long version? Because like for this is exactly what I had in Poor Man's Corks Y, and this was like I think one of the main issues. Also 8. Well, yeah, let's see. Like I mean, we can check if we can replace these bearings, but these are Fushi bearings. Like, I'm confused. There's quite a lot of play. Like, also you see, also here you can see like there's a lot of like there's play in this, but if I kind of like hold this in place, you also can see like it wiggles like around this axis. It's the same here. And this is quite like a lot of wiggle, so I think this will like impact the print quality. Besides, this runs smooth. But this one-to-one what I had with the poor man. So potentially it's the rods, because the rods I reused from the poor man. The bearings I bought new. So potentially I also need to just replace the rods, which would suck, but okay, cool, perfect. But yeah, I'm quite happy with that. Like now we have AB, we have Z, so slowly starts to be a printer, right? And if we quickly bring this up, so I think we have no over travel in the front. It's pretty much like the nozzle will be centered here on these nozzles, right? So this is just side to side bed, so there's no over travel. But on the back, we have a lot of over travel. Like there will be still the fan here. So maybe not like a lot, but like definitely enough over travel to have a brush here and stuff like that. So this is quite cool to see. By the way, we are missing screws here, there. Not sure if we should place these already. I'm not super happy with these parts because the first layer is a bit rough here. So I'm kind of playing with the thought of replacing these. But nevertheless, let's quickly add the screws for these. The rods are cheap from store. These are from like a different AliExpress store. But the thing is, can you maybe measure, do you have like a caliper? Can you measure the diameter of your Funsor rods? Because like this was like one thing I was wondering. So I had a ChatGPT conversation about that because I noticed that. And these are they are kind of spot on. They're like 8 and a tiny bit. So they're even like a tiny bit oversized. They're like between, I would say like 805 and 8.1, somewhere in between there. And that's all these rods. They're a tiny bit over 8. So I would be interested to see what your rods have as a diameter. If it's the rods, if the rods are too small, or if the bearing is too loose. I do have other bearings, by the way, from the Foreman, so we can also check later to replace that. But like the motion system itself runs okay. On this side, there is no screw here, as far as I can see. So this one is omitted. But it's like, if it's not the rods, like the bearings, 8.00, so they're even smaller. But it means then like it must be the bearings that have like too much play. But I ordered them like from the. It's this brand, which is also the one that Voron recommends for like bearings. And this usually I consider this to be quality bearings. So I'm not sure why these have so much play. I do have quite a bunch of other bearings. Which is like a wild collection of random bearings I have. So potentially we can find something there. But yeah, let's first put it together, see if it's an issue. I think it is, but yeah. Okay, then uh, what else? Oh, there's also like an ongoing project. I keep forgetting this. Like these corner screws here, like these are M5 in the design, but because of the extrusions I chose, these are M6 tapped. So I still have to find a solution for that. Um, yeah, like what should we do next? Technically we could install a fan, but I think it's smart to just wait with that until stuff is a bit more done. This belt curves a bit weird, but it's all in place. Like this one has like a very gentle curve, whereas the other three have like a very like sharp curve because they're pulled. So it's a bit weird to see, but don't think this will influence tension or something. Okay, how about we put together the spool holder here? Let's quickly check that. Don't think you packed the bearings well with grease, as they should be maybe why you're getting more play than normal. Oh, you think that's a grease issue? Oh, it could be. Now it's a bit late. Yeah, let's just continue with this. I will investigate that. Potentially we can. Um, the top rod here is like these rods are relatively easy to get out, these two. So we can try to pack these bearings more with more grease. That's a good hint, Steve. I will check that. Okay, let's jump into Fusion. So the only problem I have at the moment is I don't have the panels yet. Mm, the panels should arrive any day now. They're already in the Netherlands. Let's see, but how is this panel here mounted? I tried to figure out how this panel is mounted. That's a future layer shift. Well, it's not a layer shift, but it will definitely like influence the stacking. Um, yeah, I think we have to solve that. Like around X, it's not too bad. Like in this direction, it's not too bad, but this is quite bad. So it's definitely something we have to look at. I think I will do what Steve suggests, and I will just get these bearings out again. It's actually like I took this stack apart here and replaced the parts, right? Like it was not actually too bad. Like it was kind of okay. Once you have the gist out and you do it like for the third time or something, like it's quite okay to take it apart. So I'll do that and just see like if I add more grease if that works well. Okay, let's quickly check the. So if I hide the whole electronics thingy, I'm interested in this back panel here because this back panel I don't have yet. Ravenkeeper shipped it from Norway. It's at Dutch customs at the moment. But it looks to me like it's held in place by this spool cradle here. And on top it's just screwed in. So I think we can just slide that in later on. This doesn't seem to be something that we have to install first. So I would say, like, let's just install this spool cradle here next, because it also gives us the mounting point for, if I show electronics again, for the power plug. And then for next time, I'm pretty damn sure that we have these panels. And then technically we can start with the electronics. Let me quickly check. Let me check. Yeah, it's at still at the customs as of yesterday. So next time we will have it for sure. Okay, cool. Then yeah, let's just do the spool cradle. And then basically all we need to do after that is the tool head assembly. And then we can deep dive into the electronics. For the tool head assembly, I'm still a little bit like, yeah, we need to redesign this front mount, which actually shouldn't be too hard. If they work weekends, yeah. I'm not sure. Like, I think it might be quite quick. Might be slow. Who knows? Let's see. Actually, tool head is not too bad. Like, if you just replace these screws with with a different, I think we are already quite close. I'm not sure if this would be interesting to do on stream, that we redesign or like make one stream just designing this tool head mount, hot end mount. And then for the rest of the thing here, like I'm still kind of considering running this whole shebang on Marlin. This would be quite fun. I hope there's no cake in the package. I hope there is cake in the package. I would be disappointed if not. Okay, but then let's spool cradle that. So, but we will already put in the electronics mount. So let me quickly find the parts. I also still have these parts. I have no clue where these go. Oh, but by the way, let's do a quick investigation here. Like, how far? How far are we off here? So this is the front of the tool head here. So this basically docks on the tool head. How does this dock to the tool head? No, it's this way around. Like this. So the hot end basically sits in this pocket here. Let me quickly grab the hot end I intend to use. Which is this one. So this is kind of what we need to maneuver in here. And like we're not too far off. Like we have to put these cables through here. And to shave off like a few millimeters here on this part. Actually, like it works to push through. Well, we're way too low. Some work might be needed here. So we're really way too low. So we need to go up like solid 10, 15 centimeters, millimeters. I mean, the good news is the part has space here to go up, right? There's nothing in the center part here. So we just have to hollow this more out. And here's the front part, so we can also like make a bit more space in this direction. So this should fit. There's enough space here to make this happen. I'm quite confident that we can make this happen, but definitely not with the V6 mount, because the V6 mount adds extra height. Actually, nozzle is quite well aligned. Like I can look through the nozzle here. So this will be fun. We'll maneuver that around. Even I'll get the hot and out. Okay, I'll maneuver it later out. I just cut these because like we can't use the card part anyways. But then let's do one stream. Like I said, E3. I think the E3 mount is better than V6. Yeah, so it will be the V3 mount because we don't have space for the V6 mount. Said you have an E3 variant of bamboo hot end, like the TZ4 will fit with stock mount. So you think? I mean, there's also like something about can be said about just ordering like a different hot end. I just have like a bunch of these, so it would be nice if we can use them for something. uh, because initially, like I ordered them, they were on sale, and I ordered them for the tool changer project because it was like quite a good deal. And for Ravenkeeper, they work quite well. For me, they so far did not work well. But I also did not really like spend tons of time trying to troubleshoot the issue I had with these. So potentially I can also figure it out. What do I want here? Nothing. Here. Yours is a variation of the TZ, which is a bamboo upgrade model. Yeah. But with the wrong mount. See, I think these are all the parts. Yeah, so we have two halves of each. And then we have this mount for the power. So one part box is empty. Yay. Yeah. Let's see. I thought I had a nicer part for this. Like this one has a defect where like there's one bad layer here and it has a bit of a warped corner. But seemingly I don't have a replacement for this part. So we will roll with this one. At some point, like I had so many problems printing the parts that I was like, whatever. Whatever kind of is okay, works. Okay, so this is the front part, and then we have this big part here on the back. This looks like a bit of the front of the switch wire. No, is this? That's not this part. No, it's a flat part. This part. So these two go together. And then I assume... Yeah, we have to mount this one first because these kind of go around. So this gives this block here. So this one needs to go in first. And then this one... How do we know have it? Like this goes like this. And this one is the back cover here. So this kind of goes on the... Goes here. So this is the whole assembly, how this goes together. Okay. And then these two parts are the easier one. They just go together like this. Can't even bought the TZ4 cheap on Amazon. Don't see 0.6 nozzle. If it has the same nozzles, I have 0.6. Let's do like a quick internet research. Let's say how much is it worth to spend time? I mean, maybe I don't want the one for $5.99. So this one, Mr. Dedisa, you say should work out of the box. I need the X1 mount, right? Yeah, for sure. Although they look the same. Ah, the cables are different. Yeah, this I don't want this cable. I want this cable. This one comes without cable. The nozzles look exactly like the nozzles I have for the TZ2. Yeah, just a placative. Yeah, that's how it looks. Um, I mean, I'm pretty sure this is the same hot end that I have, just the heatsink is different. I'm just wondering what the difference... Like, this does not come with cables? I'm a bit confused about that. Like, so I might order this one. Let me think about it. Yeah, the TZ2 with its 3-style hot heatsink. The only thing that concerns me about this is that it has an 80-watt heater. And we only have a 150-watt power supply. So I'm a bit concerned about the heater in this. Because we have quite a weak power supply. So this is might be a reason to say I don't want this specific hot end. This is what I have, but with a different heatsink. You can reuse the heater. Oh, you think the heaters are compatible? Because this is a 40-watt heater, so I'm a lot more comfortable with having this on the lower power lower power PSU. Let me keep this out of here. But then the question is, can I not order the heatsink alone? No, the heatsink, this is different hot end, Mr. DSI. You see here, the screws are coming from the side. Like this is a different mount. It's very similar, but it's different. Mine are mounted from the bottom, basically. Okay, I'll look into this. I'm kind of 50-50 if we like redesign the tool head or if I order new hot end. Oh, see here, this is how my my hot end is. It has these two holes here. Oh, you mean the heater? So really just the heater. Oh, yeah, I gotcha. So you think I can basically remove this? This is what you want to reuse. Literally just this. I mean, that's an option. Ah, okay. Yeah, I see it now. I see it. So this is literally what if I buy this one. Yeah, I got it. So this one comes without the heater. Like this one, the TZ40 comes without the heater and without the thermistor. And this one has the heater, like this part, and the thermistor. So you are saying I can basically buy this one and reuse the parts I have. Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. Wait, let me quickly put this back together. But then I still order the one with the heater. I still order the one with the heater because then I have an 80-watt heater for these as well. And it's like very little more. Exactly, it's like €2 difference. And then I have the 80-watt heater, and then I can throw this into like another machine if I use this. Okay, I'm gonna order this. It does take a while to arrive, so I'll check what I can do. Yeah, there was a whole circle, but thank you for this for that inspiration. Okay, let's put this together. So let's start with the rear part here. So we have these, which are the M535s, and then we have the M5 nuts here. Okay, I see how this goes together. But yeah, like what is your opinion on like not building yet another clipper printer? Oh, by the way, these M5 nuts I have, they're too wide. I noticed that like these are not the correct M5 square nuts. But I do have like one other pack, which are not as many, which are these flat ones. I think they're from the Formboard kit, but these are perfect. So they're different M5 square nuts, and I have the wrong ones. Okay. Then these are normal bearing stacks. That looks a bit weird. Why the like these are kind of floating here. This doesn't work. Why are they floating like this? Something is missing here. This does not line up. Or maybe you can cap the heater at 50%, at least in Clipper, don't know for Marlin. Yeah, the problem with the capping of the heater is that it's like you cap it by doing like a PWM, right? So basically, if you say like the max power is 0.5, which would mean 40 watts, this just means it uses 80 watts half of the time. So you still have the spikes to 80. So it's not really like a good setup. Steve says we go Clipper. Yes, but it would just be fun to have like, like we built now so many Clipper machines on the stream. Maybe it's also nice to just do something else. That's just like my thinking. Because we built now like, I think literally like 3 or 4 like Clipper machines already, more. Yeah, I'm a bit confused how this is supposed to work here with this spool cradle. Because I think I need to just tighten these screws. I don't see how it works otherwise. But then it's also very limited in which width of spool it accepts. Marlin is so common, let's do RedOS. No space, yeah, exactly. Also, like, I mean, I tighten now and like they rotate, so this seems fine. Oh, there's a sacrificial layer. Wait, I have to quickly clean this out first. Go on, give me my nuts. Okay, this knot is in there because I pushed the sacrificial layer in. Let's do it nicer in this one. What is RedOS based on? Is this like a Clipper derivative? I think, right? I don't think I get this knot out anymore. They are magnetic. Maybe I can use. But yeah, it doesn't matter. I'll push it in. I'm just concerned, like, on one side, we definitely have to use shorter screws because we can't use the long screws from both, I think. Yeah, that won't work. Let me quickly just get a spool to like kind of like get a feel for the width. Filter output capacitors in the PSU will handle it for the PWM. No magnets on, no, not a single magnet yet. Magnet yet. So you think the PSU can handle that wavy thingy, PWM? I'm just using now like a random ass spool. And there are spacers missing here. There must be like a spacer here. Because otherwise, at least for the spool that I have here, it's not working. So it needs to be a bit more. Yeah, now this is like just the bearings are just tight enough for this one. I'm sure if this is, I think this spool is a bit. Well, no, my other spools are the same. So I think we need to print some spacers here first. Oh, this part is also quite warped. Oh shit. This part is a bit warped. Not bad, it's just hit the corners of it, but yeah, not nice. Yeah, but then we need spacers. Put this in a little bit more. Yeah, like 4.5 millimeters is what we need spacers. And then this will line up quite okay. But another thing is, let's quickly put in the bottom ones. Like, I don't need this spool holder there. It's neat that it's in there. Try Calico, Danger Clipper. I'll check it out. And the other thing is like now we only have like 2 left. So if I do it like this, it just barely doesn't touch the plastic. I mean, it will work for sure. Not super convinced of this design. So we need spacings here, 4.5 millimeters, which is not a big deal to print, right? Like it's very easy to print. But then the other part is on this front part, and this is exactly what I see here. We only have two bearings left. So we need different spacers there with a bit more, because then basically the filament only, or the spool only runs on the outside ones. Which basically means we need to adjust the spacing here. A bit more. Then we need 4 millimeter spacers. Oh yeah. And now these two screws collide in the center. I'm now cracking the part. I will reprint this big part anyways because it's warped. So but it means also we need shorter screws here. Like these screws are too long. They collide in the center. Need to see what I have. Potentially we have to shorten 2 bolts because I kind of want to have the same screws on each side just for visual. I mean, on the back you don't see it actually. Yeah, but I think then there's some extra work needed here before we can install this. Well, let's install the electricity outlet, the power outlet. And this part should also have like small access holes on the bottom to push out the nuts. You know what? Let's no, this one comes out. Because I don't have many of these like slim square nuts, so I kind of need to rescue them. And for this one, I'll be a bit more destructive. Okay, but then let's skip over this part and do the electricity outlet. And then maybe we can also install the base frame of the backpack a bit. let me see. Maybe I can just do it like this. And I go over here. So it's basically these two parts, and they need to go here, just in the corner. It shouldn't be too hard. And they really are quite tight. Oh, there's actually like a friction. There's a lip here. So this is, oh yeah, this is very nicely designed. These really snap together. Oh, they slide. Okay, then let's put this together first before we assemble that. Let me see. Let's put the on to the top. And then let's do the wiring here. Let's just completely finish this up and mount this, and then just have the wires hanging out the back. Yeah, and this defective layer here, like you should have considered, there's like one bad layer here. Later you don't see this at all because on the bottom and like whatever. So this is, I don't care about this. The only thing I now notice is now with putting this in, we blocked the access holes here for the screws. So this needs to go back out, which will be fine. Yeah, it's actually okay. Just need to find, oh, not the bit here. Here we go. Okay, so we first have to mount this and then have to slide this in. Because if we do it the other way around, we can't push it in. So that means let's wire this up. Let's run the wires through the back here, put this together, and then clip it in. I'm not sure if I have AC wiring here. I might need to grab that. Oh, yeah, I have to quickly grab that. Well, let's see if I have the correct connectors here. Because these yellow ones we can use here. I remember I was quite short on, oh no, I have plenty. No, these are too small. These are the perfect size, okay. And they are also here, okay. And I have, do I have enough? We need 2 and 3. So I just have enough of these. So we can do one wrong crimp. I need to order. Let me quickly kitten proof everything here. You like sitting on the square? It's so funny, whenever there's anything square, he sits on it. It's like such a cat move. I think it's generally good if we quickly clean up a little bit here. This we need. Let's go back. This goes back here. This here. Goes here. Are you kind of interested you in some belts? Yes. Okay, let me quickly grab IC wiring and then we do some crimping. 1 second, I'm right back. Let's see what I have here. So I have these. So this we can use for the power leads. But all the these are all solid. Oh no, here I have flex. That's... I'm not sure how long. I'll make sure to get a little bit too much. Now we have enough wiggle room. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't really matter what spot now. Let's just... Will you help me? This is one. Here we quickly need to rescue the cables. Ah, I can't pull them. I have to use a knife. I hope I can just pull them out. Hey, you. This is my toy. Hmm. Trying to distract him a little bit. We're still like, Filament is still his favorite toy. And off he goes. Okay. Let me quickly grab my cutting mat. Makes my life a lot easier. And I don't cut my table. Okay, here we go. Perfect. Then I always forget which one is the. This is neutral. This one has an N, so we have to bridge these two. So that's. Am I not stupid? Like we need to have one small loop here, right? And then from here, yeah. There's a little bit longer. So this basically just gives a loop like this. And I think this one needs them to be on the bottom. We need to quickly check it with the multimeter. Then this goes out. This goes out. And I don't know, stupid. I now mixed up neutral and load with the colors. Now I can't fix it anymore. Okay, now it's whatever. Technically this should have been brown, I think. Because this is neutral, neutral is blue. Load is brown. But yeah. As Steve and I discussed before, like in Europe, it doesn't really matter because like there's no guarantee how in which direction you plug this plugin. So it is more like a semantics kind of situation. And I don't have the plugs to like recrimp the loop here. I only have one plug left, so now it is like this. Sorry, Steve. But then what we can do now, we can mount this one here. Hey, Lucky, can I? We need 4 in total. And then I think we need quite a bunch of these M512s. So let's get these started here. What's up with you? No. Okay. Like this hole is like very tightly sized. Okay. So now we can just put all the cables through here. Not gonna clip it in yet. Trash this. And then this part here was also stupid. Now we put it in because this slides. Like you really have to assemble this in one go. Or you have to do it before. You know what? It's actually easier to just remove the foot. It's actually like the path of least resistance. So we first this is like a puzzle. No, even with this now, like we can't run these cables. Okay, so we really have to remove this front part here. This one needs to be out again. So you have to assemble the whole box. But then also let's double check now the quickly with the multimeter that the switch is working as I expect it to work. Mr. Design, maybe it's a good idea to check the wiring with the multimeter. Yes. That's exactly what we'll do now. Because if I now like completely seal this up, it will be quite painful to access this later again. So at the moment it's off. So there should be no connection between. Now it's on. Now we have connection. Off. No connection. On connection. So this is correct. The center pin here should be. Would you mind not throwing over my trash? And then these two are load and neutral. Yeah. So it seems all fine for me. Yep. This is working correctly. But thanks for the reminder, Mr. Design. Okay. So then this goes through here. No, we first, yeah. Okay, so we first put these two parts together. Then we put the wire through here. The only thing we now didn't do is like we didn't isolate these separately. I think this is fine because we have it completely enclosed. I don't think, like usually I put heat shrink over them, like over the bare metal pins, but I think this is fine. Let's quickly do it. Just let's do it properly. Let's just start with this loop here. Quickly see if this size of heat shrink works. So I'm just putting a tiny bit of heat shrink over the spades. I don't think this is needed because like it's completely enclosed here. Better safe than sorry, exactly. Although, like, to be honest, like, not much would happen if they short out. Like, the breaker would flip or trip. The breaker would trip, that's the word. Hey, Loki, they want grilled hair. I think it's a big difference, Loki, now compared to, like, I have him on 3 months, I think. In the beginning, like, he was, like, crazy, like, this entire stream, and now it's, like, 5 minutes, and he's like, okay, boring. He sleeps also, like, a lot more. Like, I think his, like, playful hyper kitten phase is over. Okay, I lost the screw here. Like, we should definitely not lose them. Oh, cool. Perfect. We didn't do a tech test either. So this crimp did not work out. Hey, you. I need a bit of space. We have one more of these. Huh. Why are they slipping out? Um, these are nice. Okay. Well, now I have a problem because now two pulled out. I don't know why, like, I crimped. I pressed them fully in. Bad connection can eat, perfect example, yeah. And now I just have one problem. Let's see if we find a different spade connector. Hey, can you not? There was one heat shrink left. Here, you can inspect these. I think these are too big for the cable. I think this is mm-mm. But red is the correct size, I think, for them. Red is also the smallest I have. The only other one I have would be yellow, but yellow is way too big. And blue is also bigger than yellow. Red is the smallest I have. Then I think these cables are not thick enough for these connectors. Yeah, the ground wire here is thicker. I think this is it might be 2.5, and this is like a good connection. So I think these, because these are, like you see, these are thinner. I think they're too thin for the connectors. Then I need to get different wires first because I only have these. I mean, now I also don't have connectors anymore, so I only have black and blue, but black and blue is for lighting. And I don't have brown. What does this say here? Oh, 0.75. These are 0.75, so they're too thin for the connectors. That's a problem. Yep. Okay, then I would say this is this is the end for today. Then my homework is quite a lot of things. So we need to, or by we I mean me. I need to get 1.5 millimeter squared AC wiring because these are not good. And I can also touch this one. So they're just not good for the spade connectors I have. I need to get new spade connectors as well. Um, I mean, we can mount this part here. This we can mount. Can you? Let me see. Yeah, this one flipped over a bit. Uh, 0.75 or uncommon. It was some random extension cord. Oh, it was a E14 cable. Um, is this plug called E14? No, it's a lamp. Um, it's this like not this plug, but there's a 2-pin variant. You have it like on smaller electric devices. How is this called? There's a name for that plug. Um, power connector plugs. This is C14. C14 exactly, and then oh, this one C7. This is the cable I got this from. This is what I killed. Yeah, I'll just kill a C14 cable. I have like quite a bunch, and then grab the leads from there. But then also need to go to the hardware store and buy the crimp thingies here. Yeah, let's mount this. Hey, that's not for you. You know you're not allowed there. Then let's place 2 here. Okay, 1 second. Loki, this cat, now he's like in I'm bored mode. Now he does all the things he knows he's not allowed, so he gets attention. Loki. See, this one doesn't go in. This is not well aligned. Okay, now it should work. Are you kidding me? Okay. No, still not. I do that like a couple more times, it's broken. But this seems aligned to me. Like, why does this screw? I found settings a way to add a second language to my. Yeah, I have the same actually because I have a German keyboard and an English keyboard. Gboard is really good with that. The Apple keyboard is so-so with multi-language. Okay, then this is now in place. Then let's put the foot back. Oh yeah, grab some 1.5 millimeter square and corresponding crimp connector and you'll be fine. Yeah, the crimp connector is 1.5, I think. It's just like the cable is too thin. Okay. So there's just one flaw in this design. So basically, if I now put this one in, right? So I have all cables here. I push the cables through here. And now I clip this in. There's no way to undo that. Because if I loosen the screws here on the back, I cannot slide it up properly. So I have to like rip it out again. Because the cables block the sliding. But if I, that's the one problem. The other problem is if I clip this in, these screw holes, these access holes are not allowing me to undo the screws anymore. So it's like a quite tricky thing. So we need to be really certain when we place this here that everything is fine in this connector, because otherwise we will have like a lot of pain. Okay, cool, perfect. But then I would say that's it for today. Not super like tons of success after we completed this. So my to-do list is buying the crimps, buying the hot end, looking for what's the name, C14 cable to kill, and I need to. Oh, I wanted to grease the bearings a bit more. So that's my to-do list. Okay, cool. Well, thanks everyone for tuning in. I think, yeah, I would say it's successful. Like this is like quite a big step that we have the AV drives working now. So next time, I think we can work on toolhead and electronics. Toolhead, let's see. Electronics for sure. And yeah, enjoy your weekend as always. See you next time. Bye. XY welds are in. See you. Bye.